Morning, everybody. My name is Steve Lentini, and today we're going to talk about how to think, act, and feel like a success, and to act as if you've already got the success that you're picturing, and how taking a stand in life makes a difference in your success. So who am I? I am the author of Sales Success for the Rookie, How to Succeed at Sales Right from the Start. It's published by Motivational Press, Justin Sachs, great company. If you want to publish a book, people are phoning already. Imagine 30 Days to a New You. I am a contributing author. Again, Motivational Press. Justin Sachs is the publisher. If you want to publish a book, give me a call. I can introduce you to Justin. It's a great company. This I have self-published. I'm actually updating it right now. Sales Success for the Seasoned Sales Veteran, How to Stay at Peak Performance. Sales Success for the Spiritual-Minded Salesperson. Again, I self-published it. How to Sell Without Losing Your Soul. Some great ideas in here if you're challenged with selling, because it's actually it's a high profession, right? It's a high-minded profession. There are some people in selling who are not high-minded. We're going to talk about that and what that brings, what result that brings if you're not high-minded, which means high-minded means you don't have commission breath. It's not about you. It's about helping others. Helping others buy. That's the shift. You're not really selling anymore. You're helping other people buy. Wake up, jump into your life. And this is my personal life growth course. It's what is the wake that you're leaving behind? What are your thoughts, words, and actions say to others? And this is $50. It comes with an hour of my coaching, which is $375 an hour or more. Depends on the situation. Okay, so let's talk about thinking, acting, and feeling, and taking a stand. So let's start with thinking. I've worked with salespeople for 40 years, and it's going to be more than 40 years next year. And one of the things that I've discovered is that for people who are flat and struggling, and this is mostly going to the seasoned sales professionals, and what I talk about in my book is their thinking has gone haywire somewhere, and they're starting to believe the story that they tell themselves. So when the public and the news media, you notice how they get really fascinated with something and they report on it over and over and over again. They actually report on it ad nauseum. So they're not always right, as evidenced by recent elections, right? The media has gone from reporting to being commentators. They're interjecting their own personal opinions. So let's take a recession, for example. A recession, even in a recession, 95 or 97 or 90% of the people are still employed. In a depression back in the 20s, 1929, after the crash, 20% of the people were unemployed, but that meant 80% of the people were employed. And then there was a huge cash underground economy. The thing is that everybody reported on and told the story of how bad things were. And in most industries, and when I ride with people who are stuck, they talk to me about how stuck they are by talking to me about what's not working and how hard it is and challenging, and people aren't buying the way they used to. It's all hogwash. So you have to prove this to yourself, though. You can't take my word for it. First, success begins in thinking. So you can read a lot of authors and who wrote about success. Ralph Waldo Emerson, James Allen, Wallace D. Wattles, Helen Wilmans, Elizabeth Seton, Catherine Ponder, Charles and Myrtle Fillmore. And then fast forward to modern day authors who talk about how our thinking has power. Joseph Dispenza, if you want to look up something on Hay House, he talks about the power of thought can even heal ourselves. And also healing is healing one's thinking about blocks and challenges. And I hear it in salespeople who are not succeeding. So first of all, thinking has to be changed. And that's a discipline. It's like going to the gym. You wouldn't go to the gym one day, a year, and expect to make a difference in your muscles. It's the same thing with your mind. Actually, it's more challenging in the mind. I'll tell you why. When you exercise, what do you get? When you exercise your body, when you lift weights, you get a result. when you're jogging or you're doing aerobic exercise, you become more able to do more, and you feel it in your body. You're energized, you're excited because you're fit. With the brain, there's not a result right away. There's not a result you can see physically. So changing your thinking is a routine, and you can learn a routine. You can teach yourself a routine. I coach people through a routine called meditation, visualization, affirmations, which is speaking about the future that you're going to have in advance of having it, which is where we're going to go to. It's acting next. So it's acting as if. That's part of a routine you build. You act like a successful person. You start with the end in mind. What does a successful person think, do, and say? Who would you model yourself after in your industry? You have successful salespeople in your company. Go ask them to mentor you. Sit with them. If you're a veteran and people are looking at you as being a success and you're stuck in your mind, maybe your sales have been flat, then you source out people who are motivated and successful who would mentor you. Maybe it's not at your company. Maybe it's the owner of your company. You become vulnerable and you talk to the owner or the sales manager about how you have feelings of being stuck and you'd like to change that. You'd like to grow. Who wouldn't want that from an employee? Now you begin to think like a successful salesperson. Then you act like a successful salesperson. You begin doing the behaviors, right? The only thing you can control are your behaviors. So you start knocking on doors again. You start asking your existing customers, hey, I've been stuck a little bit lately. That's vulnerable, right? You show up as real. I've been stuck a little bit lately and my sales are starting to reflect it. I need your help. What one of your good customers wouldn't want to help you? You've most likely helped them if you're conducting yourself in a manner with integrity. So that's too part of acting, is having integrity, keeping your word, not having what I call commission breath. Instead of selling and putting pressure on people, which says, by the way, that you're more concerned about your own goals than their goals. So you begin to help people buy, which means you listen to what they're looking for. And you challenge them if you have to. You become their trusted advisor by saying the truth, not having commission breath. If I were you, I wouldn't take that course of action. Would you like to hear why? Well, I've had 3 people in a similar situation who took that course of action and it failed for them. It didn't work. Would you like to talk with them? Now you're helping people. Herb Chambers, who owns a multitude of car dealerships in New England, he's got billboards that say, you don't like car salespeople? Neither do we. He's got a billboard that says, we don't sell you a car, we help you buy one. So you want to learn about that shift and how to act differently so you don't look like a salesperson who's got commission breath. Call me, I can help you. I'll give you information how to reach me at the end of this. So thinking is a routine, like going to the gym. You're going to exercise your thinking. You're going to have positive affirmations, positive pictures about where you're going in your mind, and you're going to speak positively about the economy. None of it matters to you. I live in a universe. Infinite things are happening, infinite possibilities in my life, even if you don't believe that you live in a universe and you don't believe in anything higher than you, right? I call it the acorn thinking concept. If you still have small-minded thinking about whether or not you live in something bigger, whatever you call it, doesn't have to be religion or spirit, or could just be science. I live in a universe, something that's infinite. But if you have small-minded thinking, still you can exercise your brain with positive thinking. So it doesn't have to be about a belief in a higher power or that you live in a universe. It could just simply be that you're going to go to the gym of your mind, the neuro gym, right? The gym of your mind. Now, so you think and then you act as if you're successful and you go model successful people. You get a mentor. Then you make sure you spend time in quiet feeling what it would feel like to be the success that you're picturing. Did you get that? So you think like a successful person and you train your mind. You act like a successful person already, you act as if, then you feel in quiet, you go into, which is meditation, and it's hard for a lot of salespeople to do, A-type salespeople. I know I was an A-type salesperson. I still am, except that I modify my behaviors in a different way. And one of the things that I do is I feel what it feels like to be that success that I'm already picturing. So before this book was published, and this book was published, by the way, I have a third book coming out. So before these two were published, I have a third one coming out called Lightning Success, Success Strategies for Today's Leaders. I'm, again, a contributing author. I was picturing myself signing books at book signings long before I even had books that were self-published. That was the first step, though. I self-published books, and then someone reached out to me and said, hey, we'd like to publish your book. I didn't even mail my books to publishers. I just self-published. But I saw myself signing books, and then it happened. Again, you have to prove that to yourself. You have to prove that to yourself. So spend time getting quiet and feeling what it would feel like to be that success you picture. So here we go. We think like a successful person. We act as if we're already successful, and we feel what it feels like to be where we're at already, right? We feel like what it would feel like to be at that successful place. And then we keep stretching it, because now I've already had book signings. I keep stretching it. I keep stretching it, even larger and larger, the picture in my mind, and I keep feeling what that would feel like. Now, taking a stand. So now you show up as real. You have integrity. You're not just pushing people to buy something where you're selling something because of your own personal goals. No, you're managing yourself with integrity. You have integrity. You keep your word. You are listening and asking people questions about what they're looking for, and they feel your presence. They feel that you're grounded and you're really there to help them. You don't have commission breath. You take a stand, even if it means you challenge them. The Challenger Sale by Matthew Dixon and Brett Adamson. It's a great book. Or Jeffrey Thull, The Mastering of the Complex Sale, or Exceptional Selling by Jeffrey Thull. They all talk about that place where you have a dialogue with people. You're listening for what will help them, and you help them whether it's you or not. And if you have to challenge them, you look for that point where you have to challenge their thinking, because you're willing to take a stand. You have integrity. You show up as who you are, and you become known for taking a stand. You become known for working a certain way with people. So for example, let's use me. I don't work with everyone because not everyone has big enough thinking. A lot of people have small-minded thinking. And if they're not willing to break through that, they have ideas about how it should be. Certain industries, a lot of people in distribution don't do training. It's not, I didn't create it this way, because they feel like they already know how to do it. No one can teach them anything. So a lot of my training is with people that are selling software and genome mapping software and medical devices and service companies who want to learn something new. They want to have a bigger future, and so they are willing to take themselves on and willing to learn. They don't have small-minded thinking. They have limitless thinking. They get the analogy between the acorn and the oak tree. So where do you have small-minded thinking? And are you willing to challenge it? And are you willing to think, act, and feel differently and take a stand for a new future? Are you? If you are, you can call me. So you can reach me, Steve at stevelentini.com. That's my email. Or you can call me, 917-805-1088, 917-805-1088. I'm glad to help. We've got a lot of testimonies and a lot of, I have NASDAQ clients, publicly traded clients on the New York Stock Exchange. I have family-owned businesses that I help, and lots of testimonies. So anyway, you have a question, give me a call. If not, I'm grateful. I'll be posting all week. Next week I'm traveling, and I'll be doing a seminar for a very large company called Lysol. And anyway, this week I'll be posting a lot of different ideas to help you become a success. It's what I do. Thank you.